Hello friends, I hope you're all staying very safe and well wherever you may be in the world. I'm out here busy exploring the olive orchard and I'm very excited because the next generation of little baby olives has started to appear. It'll be many months still, but I will document the progress. This should be the best harvest ever. Been over 6 years now with these trees. That's their age roughly. Planted back in 2016, so it's been a long wait. 2 minor harvests so far. But this year is going to be a good harvest. I put compost, cattle manure from the lovely lawnmowers from this area. It's all organic, no pesticides or herbicides go into this soil, just quality goodness, and it will show as these all develop. Come on puppies, let's go. They're busy exploring all the interesting scents. We don't come past here every day, so it's always a special treat to go walk amongst the olive grove. For those who have not seen previous videos about the olives, I have 4 different varieties that are in this area for cross-pollination and for different harvests, different times of the year. Coritina, Frantoia, Lucino and Mission. They all produce slightly different olives. So there's an interesting taste variety here. I'm not pruning them back either. I want them to grow up however they want. They're not going to look stunted and chopped to pieces here. They can grow and the harvest that they produce will be appreciated. I'm not going to force them to produce extra olives by chopping them and maiming them. I don't like doing that to trees. To me it's a pleasure just to see them growing, knowing that they could be in this area for thousands and thousands of years still into the future, producing goodness for everybody. It certainly is a great gift. Of course, for the uninformed, if you try eat olives straight off the tree, you're in for a very bitter, nasty surprise for your taste buds, as they are very high in a plant phenol known as Oleuropein. Of course, it is incredibly potent antioxidant, so it's very nutritious. Unfortunately, most olives that people end up buying are absolutely loaded with sodium or lye, depending on the curing process, and that removes most of the goodness, because too much salt is of course not good for anybody. It can cause hypertension and all sorts of issues. So it's important to balance it out with potassium so that sodium can be removed efficiently by the kidneys. So, no salt, no pickling happens here. These olives are cured by borehole water, pure goodness from the earth, cured with pure goodness. And it takes months, gradually rinsing out the water until the taste is absolutely scrumptious. This year I'm going to be using some of the raw garlic that I've been growing, putting it in some of the curing processes as an experiment. So some of these are growing a lot faster than others already, depending on the soil content. And Malva parviflora is a very aggressive weed here. It can actually be eaten. Tastes a bit like spinach. It's been planted as a crop for many centuries all over the Mediterranean and elsewhere, but it does spread into these areas, and because of its taproot, and I'm using very slow drippers to provide these olives with a bit of water occasionally. I don't want to overwater them, so they become drought resistant as it is. So the little bit of water that they do get, the moisture thieves as I call them, will come along and try and start growing at the roots. So it's important to find them, because these have very deep taproot systems that can outcompete younger olive trees. In time, it won't make any difference as the olive trees get their roots very deep into the soil. This one is a particularly aggressive Malva parviflora, so it needs to come out. Yeah, and as can be seen, that's a seriously deep root system there. Quite often these will in fact break off near the base. It's a form of autotomy or self-amputation, which you'll also find in crustaceans such as crabs and crayfish. Certain plants also slough off their bark as a mechanism of defense, but these will break off at the base to try and prevent their roots getting pulled out, which is very impressive, of course, but they may not grow in this area. These are onions, Allium cepa from 3 years ago. I let the seeds grow here. They have very shallow root systems, so they don't outcompete, and they provide a lot of nice nitrogen back into the roots for the olive trees. And there are a few more onions growing at the base of this tree. I'll pull this Malva out. You learn to recognize all the different plants in the area very quickly over time when you're working with them daily. Right. Organic, wildlife friendly, pesticide free produce. And of course, I'm always very appreciative of all the birds that hop along and clean the trees, because there are no pesticides. Of course, the bees that come along don't get killed off either. They're very welcome here. It's a haven for everybody. And the mongooses come along and groom the roots, as I've mentioned in previous videos, aerate the soil. This is one of the largest olive trees. It's flourishing beautifully, and this is a great provider. It usually gives dozens of olives, even at its young age. And then some more Malvifloras here. There we go. Yeah, that one wants to break off. Yeah, almost got. So, have a lovely day. Stay safe wherever you may be. Remember, get out there, find that fun, do things that keep you excited every day, no matter what.